Imagine living in a world where your senses are constantly overwhelmed, where the barrage of information never ceases. This isn't a scene from a futuristic novel. It's our everyday reality. Welcome to the era of overstimulation, a phenomenon silently reshaping our lives. In every corner of our modern existence, from the relentless buzz of city streets to the infinite scroll of social media, our brains are inundated with more stimuli than ever before. But what happens when the volume of life is turned up too high? How does our mind cope with this relentless sensory siege? This video peels back the layers of overstimulation, exploring its hidden impacts and unveiling what it truly means to live in a world where too much is never enough. We'll delve into the science behind why our brains are struggling to keep up, and the surprising ways overstimulation is affecting our health, relationships, and even our perception of reality. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the heart of our overstimulated world. You might just discover that the most important thing we need to turn down is the noise of our own lives. What exactly is overstimulation, and how does it sneak into our everyday lives? It's like a silent storm, brewing unnoticed in the background of our routine. Overstimulation occurs when our senses are bombarded with more information and stimuli than we can effectively process. It's not just about the loud noises or bright lights. It's also the constant stream of emails, the unending social media notifications, and the 24/7 news cycle that feeds into our lives. In our pursuit to stay connected and informed, we've inadvertently opened the floodgates to an overwhelming tide of sensory input. Think about it. When was the last time you sat in complete silence without reaching for your phone or having a screen in front of you? Our world is wired for noise and distractions, and the quiet moments are becoming a rare commodity. But here's the catch. Our brains aren't designed to handle this relentless onslaught. Evolutionarily, we're wired to respond to stimuli. But this constant overdrive can lead to stress, anxiety, and a host of other issues. We're living in an age where our technology has outpaced our biology, leaving us scrambling to adapt. As we journey through this video, keep this question in mind. Are we controlling our environment, or is our overstimulated environment controlling us? Unraveling the answers might just be the key to reclaiming the calm in our chaotic world. Now let's dive into the fascinating workings of the human brain and its reaction to overstimulation. Our brain, a remarkable organ, is essentially the command center for processing the myriad of stimuli that our senses encounter. But what happens when this command center is overloaded? Under normal circumstances, the brain filters and prioritizes sensory information, allowing us to focus and react appropriately. However, in our hyper-connected world, the brain faces a relentless barrage of stimuli. This continuous overflow can blur these filters, leading to a phenomenon known as sensory overload. It's like having too many browser tabs open on your computer. Eventually, the system struggles to cope. When overstimulated, the brain's ability to process information efficiently can diminish. You might experience this as difficulty concentrating, memory lapses, or a general sense of mental fog. This is your brain telling you it's reaching its processing limits. But it doesn't stop there. Prolonged exposure to high levels of stimuli can trigger our stress response. This, in turn, releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which, over time, can have various effects on our physical and mental health. Understanding how our brain interacts with overstimulation is not just a scientific curiosity. It's a vital step in recognizing the signals our body sends us when it's time to step back and decompress. As we continue to navigate a world rich in stimuli, appreciating our brain's limits and strengths becomes more critical than ever. As we peel back the layers of overstimulation, it's crucial to understand its tangible impacts on our daily lives. The effects of sensory overload aren't just confined to the abstract realms of our minds. They manifest in very real, often overlooked ways. consider the simple act of decision-making. In a world where we're faced with endless choices, from the grocery store aisles to online shopping portals, making a decision becomes an unexpectedly taxing process. This phenomenon, known as decision fatigue, is a direct result of overstimulation. Our brains, overwhelmed by the plethora of options, struggle to make informed and thoughtful choices. Then there's the aspect of social interaction. In an ironic twist, our hyper-connected digital world can lead to a sense of isolation and loneliness. The constant bombardment of digital notifications can leave us feeling disconnected from the physical world and the people around us. It's a subtle yet profound shift in how we perceive and engage with our social environment. Moreover, overstimulation has a ripple effect on our mental health. The never-ending influx of information and stimuli can lead to increased levels of stress, anxiety, and even contribute to the development of conditions like burnout and depression. It's a silent epidemic, one that's growing in the shadows of our fast-paced lives. The real-life impacts of overstimulation are both diverse and significant. They challenge us to reconsider the way we interact with our environment and highlight the importance of finding balance in a world that constantly demands our attention. As we navigate through these challenges, awareness becomes our most powerful tool in creating a harmonious relationship with the world around us. Let's broaden our horizon and take a global perspective on overstimulation. This phenomenon isn't limited to any one culture or country. It's a universal challenge in our interconnected world. However, the way it manifests and is addressed varies significantly across different societies. In some parts of the world, particularly in high-paced urban environments like New York, Tokyo, or London, overstimulation is almost a way of life. The constant buzz of the city, the fast-moving crowds, and the ever-present screens create a landscape of perpetual sensory input. Here, the challenge lies in finding moments of tranquility amidst the chaos. Contrast this with cultures that prioritize balance and mindfulness, such as those in Scandinavia or parts of East Asia. In these societies, there's a stronger emphasis on creating spaces of calm, whether it's through design, lifestyle choices, or social norms. The concept of hygge in Danish culture, which emphasizes coziness and comfortable conviviality, is a perfect example of this approach. But what about the impact of technology, especially in countries with high digital connectivity? Places like South Korea and Singapore, which are at the forefront of digital innovation, face unique challenges. Here, the digital landscape is an integral part of life, making digital detoxification and managing screen time critical aspects of combating overstimulation. This global view of overstimulation not only highlights its pervasive nature, but also offers us a spectrum of strategies to address it. From the bustling streets of megacities to the quiet corners of mindful communities, there are lessons to be learned and practices to be adopted. In recognizing the diverse ways different cultures handle overstimulation, we can find inspiration to cultivate our own methods of managing the sensory overload of our daily lives. In our quest to understand overstimulation, we cannot overlook the profound impact of social media and digital devices. These tools, designed to connect us and enhance our lives, can also be major sources of sensory overload. Think about the last time you scrolled through your social media feed. The constant stream of updates, notifications, and advertisements is a relentless demand for your attention. Each ping, buzz, or flash of light is meticulously engineered to draw you in, creating a cycle of continuous engagement and, inevitably, overstimulation. But it's not just social media. Our daily lives are intertwined with a myriad of digital devices, smartphones, tablets, laptops, and even smart home devices. These gadgets, while immensely beneficial, contribute to a digital clutter that inundates our senses. The boundary between online and offline life blurs, leaving little room for mental rest. This digital deluge is particularly impactful on younger generations, who have grown up in a world where digital presence is as real as physical presence. The effects range from reduced attention spans and disrupted sleep patterns to more profound implications on mental health and social skills development. However, it's not all doom and gloom. These digital tools also offer unprecedented opportunities for learning, connecting, and creating. The key lies in finding a balance, in using technology mindfully, and setting boundaries to prevent overstimulation. As we navigate through the digital landscape, understanding how to use these tools effectively without falling prey to sensory overload is an essential skill for our modern age. To deepen our understanding of overstimulation, let's turn to the insights of experts in psychology, neuroscience, and technology. These professionals shed light on the complexities of overstimulation, offering perspectives that bridge the gap between scientific theory and everyday experience. Psychologists highlight the cognitive effects of overstimulation, pointing out how our mental processing can be overwhelmed by the constant influx of information. This overload can lead to decreased concentration, heightened stress, and a reduction in critical thinking skills. They emphasize the importance of mental downtime, periods where the brain can rest and recuperate from the sensory onslaught. Neuroscientists delve into the brain's response to excessive stimuli. They explain how overstimulation can lead to changes in brain chemistry and structure, potentially affecting everything from emotional regulation to memory retention. These changes underscore the need for balance in our sensory environment, highlighting how prolonged exposure to high levels of stimulation can have long-term impacts on brain health. Technology experts weigh in on the digital aspect of overstimulation. They discuss the design of social media platforms and digital devices, which are often geared towards maximizing user engagement. This design can create a loop of constant interaction and stimulation, leading to digital fatigue. However, these experts also point out that technology, when used responsibly, can be a powerful tool for managing overstimulation. Features like screen time trackers, notification filters, and digital wellness apps are examples of how technology can help us moderate our digital consumption. By integrating these expert opinions, we gain a holistic view of overstimulation. It's not just a challenge to be tackled individually, but a societal issue that requires a collective understanding and response. The insights from these fields provide us with the knowledge and tools needed to navigate the overstimulated landscapes of our modern world. Navigating the choppy waters of overstimulation requires more than just awareness. It demands actionable strategies. Managing overstimulation is an art and science, involving a blend of personal habits, environmental changes, and sometimes technological assistance. Firstly, let's talk about personal habits. Simple practices like mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and regular breaks from screens can significantly reduce the impact of sensory overload. These practices help to reset your mental state, allowing your brain to process and decompress. Incorporating quiet time into your daily routine, even if it's just a few minutes of sitting silently or enjoying nature, can make a profound difference. Environment plays a crucial role too. Creating a living and working space that minimizes unnecessary stimuli can help. This might mean decluttering your physical surroundings, reducing background noise, or setting up a dedicated quiet area in your home or office. The environment we create around us can either exacerbate or alleviate the effects of overstimulation. And then there's the role of technology. While digital devices are often a source of overstimulation, they can also be part of the solution. Using features like Do Not Disturb modes, app limits, and screen-free time can help manage your digital consumption. There are also numerous apps designed to promote relaxation and mindfulness, offering guided meditations, sleep assistance, and stress management tools. It's about finding a balance that works for you. No one-size-fits-all solution exists, as everyone's tolerance and exposure to overstimulation differ. The key is to be mindful of how you interact with your environment and the digital world. and to take proactive steps to protect and prioritize your mental well-being. In a world that is constantly vying for our attention, sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to consciously choose where to focus it. To truly grasp the concept of managing overstimulation, let's walk through some practical demonstrations. These are straightforward strategies that you can incorporate into your daily life to mitigate the effects of sensory overload. First up, let's explore a simple yet effective mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Focus on the sensation of the air filling your lungs. Hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale. Repeat this a few times. Mindfulness breathing helps center your mind and reduces the immediate effects of overstimulation. Next, consider the practice of digital detoxification. This doesn't mean you need to abandon your devices entirely. Instead, try setting aside specific times in the day when you disconnect from all digital devices. Whether it's during meals, the first hour after waking up, or before bedtime. These digital breaks can significantly lower your stress levels. Another practical approach is the organization of your physical space. A cluttered environment can contribute to a cluttered mind. Spend some time organizing your workspace or home, creating a more serene and less stimulating environment. This can be as simple as clearing your desk, organizing your living area, or even introducing elements of nature like plants, which have a naturally calming effect. Lastly, let's talk about the power of journaling. Keeping a daily journal allows you to process your thoughts and experiences, acting as a mental release valve. It can be particularly effective before bedtime, helping to quieten a busy mind and improve sleep quality. These demonstrations offer a starting point, a way to reclaim control over the sensory demands of your life. By regularly practicing these techniques, you can create a personal toolkit to effectively manage overstimulation. Remember, small changes in your daily routine can lead to significant improvements in your overall well-being. As we wrap this session up, remember, every individual's experience with overstimulation is unique, and there is no universal solution. By sharing our stories and strategies, we can help each other find balance in an overstimulated world. Stay tuned for more content on similar topics, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated. Your engagement helps shape this channel, and together we can navigate the complexities of modern life. In closing, take a moment to reflect on the information shared in this video. Think about how overstimulation affects your life and what steps you can take to manage it. The journey towards a more balanced life starts with awareness, and you've already taken the first step by engaging with this content. Let's continue this journey together.